Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Brian.
And I'm John.
And we're back.
We're here with Joshscorcher, also known as the Fiery Joker.
Yeah!
And Commander Firebrand. How are you today, good sir?
I exist. It's a start.
Yeah! That'll do. Oh, man. The Fiery
Wonderful to have
Joker.
you on the show.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Alright, so first question we have for you. What was the idea behind the Fiery Joker in terms of the character and the channel?
Well, let's see. In terms of the character and the channel, it was back in like what 2009, 8 something. We were just like a little small little video game countdown community, and all of a sudden one of the people in the community decided to give himself a little production name, and he called himself. He wanted to get rid of his really crappy username called Peanut3423.
I know who you're talking about.
Yes, and then he gave himself the name the Autarch of Flame.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy was the head of the most popular countdown community. So if he did something, everyone else followed suit. And what I did was I looked at, what do I think exemplifies what I want to do the most? I know why he did the Autarch of Flame, because that was one of his favorite. That was his favorite character at the time.
Right.
But I'm like, no, I don't think I want to do my favorite character. I want to do something that I think exemplifies me. Well, I know my favorite element of the classical elements is fire. I'm a total fire person, and it's like, why do I want to do these things? What is my biggest strength in my making my videos? Why do I like to do things? And it's that the Joker. Mm-hmm. I'm a Joker. So yes, I liked making people laugh, and so I got Fiery Joker. It was just short, simple, and sweet.
Now, did the whole Joker Productions thing, like using the character of the Joker, did that come later, or was that along the same lines?
That kind of came a little bit later. But I did see The Dark Knight, and I was very, very interested in that. But I wasn't at that point where I wanted to reveal my face to the world yet. Mm-hmm. So what happened was I took a screenshot from the scene of the Dark Knight movie where the Joker was burning the money. Fiery Joker. Mm-hmm. And I used that as a placeholder for myself, and I used that as a placeholder for my avatar until I could actually get myself. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there was that.
Mm-hmm. What's your creative process for doing your videos? Like, where do you get your inspiration for doing the top 10 countdowns and that sort of thing?
Well, I'm not entirely sure that I can't really force inspiration, really. It's more of I play something or I see something and I feel compelled to share my thoughts on it. Mm-hmm. It's more of like I saw Undertale. I played Undertale, and I played it a little bit, and I kind of just stopped halfway through because it just kind of didn't interest me. But then I still felt I wanted to talk about it a little bit, and and one of my countdowns that I'm eventually going to be releasing is top 10 subversive games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Undertale, even though I don't really like it per se, I can appreciate it for how subversive it was, how much it went against the mold of the typical RPG.
Mm-hmm. I know you also had an idea for like a top 10 of short but sweet games like Portal and Journey and that sort of thing.
Yes, it's more of just getting a whole bunch of ideas and feeling compelled to talk about it. And once I feel compelled enough to talk about these things, what I do is I'm like, okay, how can I say this in a way that's not too short but not too long, and also how do I make myself not bored with it? because my goal with a lot of my videos is to make sure that I surprise myself. Because if I don't surprise myself, the audience isn't going to be surprised either.
Mm-hmm.
If you get bored editing your own video, if you get bored watching your own video, why should the audience not be bored?
Mm-hmm.
You'll commonly see me watch my own videos because I make videos that I want to watch.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely the same way. I mean, you know, I do.
I'm just kidding. I'm a raging egomaniac.
I do Let's Plays and the Brony stuff, and there's a lot of times, especially with the reviews, that I'm just like, what was our thoughts on that? I kind of forgot, and I'll go back through, and I'll be like, I forgot we made that point, or I thought that was interesting.
Well, what's funny is I talk to a lot of other reviewers who do all their editing and stuff, and they're so sick and tired of their videos because they watch it a million times during the editing process. They're like, I don't want to watch it ever again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that video should be.
Oh no, it's
like that. It seems like yours are not at all.
Well, the thing is if I'm editing my video, if I get bored editing it, why should I release it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna give my fans a mediocre product.
Absolutely.
Intentionally.
Do you have a favorite top 10 that you've done?
Favorite top 10? Ooh, that's a toughie. Are we talking pre-channel reboot or post-channel reboot?
Can be whatever you want.
Okay, pre-channel reboot, I would have to say my favorite one is top 10 co-op games, because that's the one where I actually reached out to my fans and said, hey, if you guys want to, you guys you guys want to voice a part of my countdown? Well, that'd be cool. And they each brought something very different with their tone and their actions, and it just gave me a lot of really great ideas. And also, Top 10 Co-op Games had the Super Mohawk Saiyan.
I do remember that countdown.
That was so much fun to edit, and just the epic music and the epic voiceover and the epic visuals. It was just so much fun. The only part I didn't like about that countdown was editing the number 1, because I looked at the awesomeness of number 2. I'm like, I can't top this! How do I top this? I was so frustrated.
Mm-hmm. And I think for the intro music for each of the like each slot, wasn't that the classic Sonic of what is it, the city?
Crisis City.
Crisis City. Yeah. I'm like, I like that song. Where can I find it? And then I finally find it. I'm like, I know where that came from now. Do you have a favorite collab that you've done with your top 10 lists?
With my top 10 list, favorite collab with.
Because I know you recently did one with Chewie and the Autark.
Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. It's probably top 15 worst cliches, because the writing of that script was something that we were sitting on for about a year.
Oh wow.
We were sitting on that script for about a year, and we saw and they invited me. They were saying, "Oh hey, you want to go to this con?" I'm like, okay, gotta check out with my superiors.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the military at the time, so we did this. We started typing things out. We sat on it, kept editing the little bits of it throughout the year, and even I had to edit little parts of the script while editing, because what looks good on paper doesn't work well in practice. You can't assume that, and if it does. And you shouldn't force it either.
Mm-hmm.
Do not force it. If it doesn't work on the visuals, if you just can't get the timing right, just cut it.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many jokes that I have cut from my videos. There are so many jokes that sounded good in my head and looked good on paper, but no. But anyways, top 10 15 worst cliches. I just loved it so much, because just all these little back and forths we had. It was the most challenging project I had. It was definitely the most challenging. It took a really, really long time, but it was worth it.
Mm-hmm. I definitely liked with the like live action segments, I guess you could say, is where you guys were demonstrating the powers that you guys had. That was really cool.
All right.
Do you have any long-term goals?
Long-term goals, only my long-term goal is to be able to make $3,000 a month off of my videos, because that's the livable salary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not even I'm a little over a fifth of the way there, but yeah, it's not enough. But I'm trying to work hard, because I do want to live off my videos, and that would be great. But not there yet. I still got a few more years of college to do, and then I still got to keep coming to these cons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of work, but I feel like I'm on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
My long-term goal is just get a livable salary.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you tell us your experience with talking to the great Doug Walker?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, what happened was Doug Walker had a little Indiegogo thing about getting a new studio set up,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a person. Believe it or not, I'm actually very thrifty with my money.
Mm-hmm.
It's there are so many people in my unit and the Marines who were like living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, and just didn't save a lot of money. I had about 20 grand when I left the Marine Corps.
Wow.
I had 20 grand when I left the Marine Corps.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's called saving money.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I didn't spend a lot. Whenever I did spend things, I spent on cheaper things. Whenever people got the nice car, no, I wanted a car that moved me from point A to point B as quickly and efficiently and safely as possible. It's like you can survive off it. That's amazing how much you can survive off of it. That's very little. Anyways, I looked at that. I'm like, and I'm just looking at my bank account. And it's like, at the time I had about $16,000. $750 to talk to Doug Walker. I'll do this, but that's it.
This is the only time I will spend my money like this.
Yes, but after that, I just went up, and after that, I spent the money. I waited a long time for the call, because, he's Doug Walker. He's incredibly busy.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. But, yeah. And once I called him, I was a little disappointed that I didn't get visual, but they said that they tried it earlier, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to force him to do it with my crappy barracks and internet.
Mm-hmm.
But just talking with Doug and Rob Walker, and just us shooting the crap, just saying random things, just talking randomly. It was so awesome. He was so easy to talk to. He was so, and this is a guy when did I first meet? I first heard of Nostalgia Critic during the AVGN versus Nostalgia Critic war, but that I didn't really watch. But I didn't really watch him or follow him until it was either Disney villains or villain songs. It was one of those two. I saw one of those first.
Mm-hmm.
It was either one of those, and that's why I'm like, okay, I'm following this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And just to see him talk to me, and just to see the first words out of his mouth saying my name and say they were awesome, I'm like, ah! and just to hear just those things say, I like this guy, I think he's funny, and just yeah, it was really, really hard not to geek out. It was really, really hard not to geek out, but I learned from experience that whenever you're dealing with fans, it's just I don't like when my fans I don't like when my fans treat me like I'm some sort of god.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really do not like that. So it was hard for me to do this, but I tried to treat him as just like a normal guy. I tried to treat him as, oh hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Hey. It's just we're just hanging out. We're two normal people.
Mm-hmm.
And they like when you do that, and I do feel I'm fairly good at sensing where the conversation is going. I feel like I'm good at sensing a mood. I'm good at sensing tone. But it was a lot of fun, and I actually still have a Skype contact.
Oh, really?
Which is awesome. But I'm still too timid to actually send them messages.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. There's that.
So let's switch over a little bit into some of the military stuff you've done.
Alright.
Now you were in the United States Marine Corps. What was the highest level that you got?
I was at a corporal.
Okay.
E4 in the Marine Corps.
Okay, cool. Do you have any fun experiences that you had during your time in the military?
Okay, fun experiences. Well,
If you
I got a scar right here that I got in boot camp, and these are all the scars I have in the military are embarrassing. Because you know when you're doing like manual arms with your rifle. Well, I did mine a little too fast and too hard, and I cut my on the front sight post.
Ow.
Yeah, the drill instructor just walked up to me and he's like, "Good crap." And the second one was where we were doing our CFT. I was doing ammo can lifts, and I figured out a little rhythm and trick in order to do them very well. But the problem is that once you do them, if you do them that way, you're not very balanced. But technically, they still qualify. I checked it up, and there's like, yeah, it's qualified. Just be a little careful with them. But I was a little sweaty. It slipped out of my hands and hit my chin.
Okay.
And shaving here is such a pain right now because there's a little bump right there, and I keep cutting it.
Gillette Fusion Pro Glide will help you there.
It is so annoying. But yeah, other fun experiences. I played at the unveiling of the Lightning Mark II. That was really cool, and I played at the Cleveland International Tattoo, which was a lot of work. But that's pretty much a theme with the Marine Corps. It's a lot of work, but it was a lot of worth it. Like so all these parades and yeah. But I think probably the worst experience I had in my Marine Corps career was Mardi Gras.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh, Mardi Gras. I mean, you will never meet a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Very first day, a guy got so drunk he threw a beer bottle at my head.
And this is
and this is this pungent stench of alcohol and fluids in the air. And people just shambling around while drunk and throwing all these Mardi Gras beads everywhere. And I'm just like, don't trip.
Yeah.
And it was so horrible. And I don't know what it is about people who think that saying right left makes them more endearing. It doesn't. We hate you when you do that. We hate you when you do that. Oh, and the sousaphones, those are not targets.
Yeah, seriously.
Ooh. It was the worst experience of my Marine Corps career.
Now, kind of going into, you were talking about that you were in the Marine band.
Yeah.
I know that especially since you're in the Marines, you work for hundreds of thousands of people. And how did you get over the nervousness of being in front of that many people?
It's kind of funny, I didn't really have nervousness problems until I joined the Marine Corps. It's when I was a kid, I was like, oh yeah, I can play in the band. It's easy. Oh, I can do stage acting. It's easy. I don't know why people are getting the jitters. And then I see that crowd of 20,000 people as a Marine, and know that all my actions reflect upon the Marine Corps as a whole, and that the slightest movement out of sync will be seen by everyone. And I'm like, crap. when Equestria Games, I was Spike.
Yeah.
That I sympathize so heavily with Spike. I mean, he was a stage actor. He was a good performer. But once he saw all those people, it's like, oh, this is real. Crap just got real.
Yeah.
But how I got over it, it was more of just once I actually started it and got into the zone, I kind of was just able to get tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's just starting it, you get to ignore it. Just do it. That's pretty much. I don't know why that advice is so good.
Mm-hmm. He honestly should sign up with Nike. Just saying.
Do it.
So, kind of moving on now to the brony side of things. What's your brony story, and how'd you get into the fandom?
Okay, I love telling this story. Well, first I just saw like a couple memes. I just saw a couple memes everywhere about like the ponies. I'm just like, whatever. It's just 4chan at it again. I was dead.
That's true.
Yeah, I just saw just 4chan being 4chan, and I just saw a couple of these just these actions. I'm like, whatever. And then I saw the Rainbow Dash versus Starscream death battle,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, wow, that actually looks kind of good. Still not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But still, I thought that was interesting. And then and then one of my friends, he's like, hey, do you want to watch it? Do you want to watch this with us? Do you want to watch MLP FIM with me? I'm like, you mean this isn't a joke? For the longest time, I thought it was a joke.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was all just a big fat joke. And then one of my friends told me, hey, you want to watch this? And this particular friend, he doesn't joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, something's up.
Yeah.
And then I watch it, and I was around the time of a Luna eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I think I see why people like this, but I wouldn't call myself a brony.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept watching the episodes, and then it came to Sisterhood Social. I'm like, and I just saw that episode, and that just gave me a kick in the nuts. I'm like, okay, I'm a brony.
And you were also militarily inducted into
Yes.
the fandom? How did
yes.
that go?
Okay, well, when I got done with the first when I got done with up till Luna Eclipse, I decided to make a review of the first season,
Mm-hmm.
and I put it up, and then just one random day, I was getting into formation. It's like, burner report, and I'm like, oh shoot. It's like, when you hear report, it says, oh, your butt is grass.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And then I'm like, and I'm just like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? As you all know, Lance Corporal Burner has braved the dangers of watching My Little Pony. Click, processing. Everyone here has seen it. Ding! Oh, crap. Oh my gosh. It's like, for his bravery, we bestow upon him this medal. And I get the show and I'm like, and then a couple of the Marines like to tease me afterwards. It's like, haha, you're a brony. I'm like, shut up, I'm famous.
Yep. And I loved how at the end of your Return of Harmony review, it's like some of my fellow Marines caught wind that I watched the show, and that I make videos on the internet, including this one. They brought me a gift, and you pull up the shirt. I'm going to start kicking people now. I'm just like, yes.
We are goofy. Here's how you can tell if a person is actually in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a really quick way you can tell if someone's just tell me a story.
Mm-hmm.
And if the story is stupid, you're like, that's too stupid not to be true.
Yeah, it's like, this is too stupid to make up.
I couldn't make that up if I tried.
Yep. Now one question that actually is not on here. you kind of have a character when you do your in-depth reviews on Joshscorcher on the main channel.
Yeah.
Where did that character come from? You know, knowing that it's like, oh, I hate this show, but I'm going to review it anyways.
Well, how it started was, I'm a fan of Doug Walker, and I knew he's never going to review it. He is never ever going to review it. And I'm just like, how would he review it? And that's how I kind of approached the first episode. And then my character kind of slowly diverted to a brony who is like, to a guy who's a brony in denial. Yeah, and that's how it kind of evolved from there. And just a guy he's very nitpicky. He's trying to scrape every single excuse he can out of the bucket to try and justify his hatred.
Yeah, I think one of the best representations of that was the intro to Feeling Pinky Keen, when you're just sitting there, just kind of glumly walking around, this overrated filth. And I've been deemed to do fan-made projects. I guess I'll continue down this rabbit hole with the utter horridness of bridal gossip.
Don't remind me about Feeling Pinky Keen. I've been trying to get that back up on YouTube, and it's been heck.
I know.
Stupid content ID system.
Alright, so are we about at the end of it, John? Or you have
we
some
still
others?
got a couple more, actually.
All right, John, you start off, and I'll follow you.
Okay. What was the response to your original MLP pilot review, and what was the inspiration to keep going down there?
Well, the inspiration.
Well, like when you started the review and posted it up, what was like the original response to the video, and what inspired you to keep going?
Okay, well, the original response to the review is I saw the first few comments and they're like, I'm subscribed to Joshscorcher, right? That was my first Brony video, and I knew I was gonna get some weird looks. I knew I was gonna get some weird looks, but I had to say something about it. I had to say something, and people were like, and people who were confused usually just got, he was just being funny. I wanted to just make it funny, and I was just going into this as a person who had no idea what was going on. They had no idea what was going on, so they were kind of in the same boat as I was. And then there was the bronies who were like, "Yay! Even though he doesn't like the show, we still love and tolerate." And they were just very accepting. It's like, "Hey, can you do the second one?" I'm like, And then I rewatched the second episode. And I'm like, okay, a couple jokes are popping into my head. Yeah, there's a little bit I can talk about this.
Okay.
And then people were expecting, could you do a Canterlot wedding? And I'm like, yeah, I think I can make a series out of this.
That's very cool. So, as you've done, your these reviews, what has been your favorite one to do? It can be collab, single, doesn't matter.
What is my favorite one to do? Ooh. I don't know, honestly. I mean, I think one of my favorite segments to edit was in the Twilight's Kingdom one, where I replaced all the sounds with DBZ sound effects. And that was a lot of fun, but the over a barrel review was really, really tough because my original room was infested with bed bugs at the time, and there was just a lot of things going wrong. And I was really, really, really upset and bitter at that time. But there was just a lot of great jokes, and that was a long review. Now that I think about it. Ugh. But there was also mystery on the Friendship Express, which was, oh man, me and Alex and I just bounced off each other so well. But then there was also Hearts and Hooves Day, which I was able to do some more creative like I was able to do some more creative visual gags. I was able to be more like a little more like a cartoon character, and it was a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna have to go with Hearts and Hooves Day.
Okay. That was actually a pretty good one. I enjoyed that one a lot. Especially the intro for that. You just have a bunch of people at BronyCon. Hey, that's the guy. That's the guy who hates the show. Get him. And then you run into voice. Hey, that's the guy who hates bridal gossip. Get him.
It was actually Friendship is Witchcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Friendship is Witchcraft. I'm like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me.
So, what was the original idea for Fob Equestria?
Fob Equestria.
I know
First,
you are.
yeah. First BronyCon, the Brony documentary offered a free luncheon to all service members who were there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just now military, Brony. Those things shouldn't go together.
Mm-hmm.
Those things really should.
Right.
Yeah, and I thought it was like every military Brony at that time thought they were the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them thought they were the only one. I thought it was the only one.
Mm-hmm.
But then I go over and I see about 3-4 dozen other military Bronies. I'm looking at all of them like,
My people.
I need to make a website. That was pretty much my idea. I saw all these people like, I'm making a website. We're making a community. We're gonna bring all military Bronies. Like, hey, you guys are not alone. Your people are here.
Mm-hmm.
I would say because I had a little experience meeting a couple of them too. I was on my way home from a meetup, just go figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I took the train back to Kenosha, and there were a couple guys who looked at my shirt and they were saying, "Hey, nice shirt." And I go, "Who's your favorite pony?" And I'm like, "Oh, geez, I think they're Brownies." I turn around and he's like, "Yeah, we're in the military. We get off at like we go to the Great Lakes." I'm like, "Oh, wow." Started talking, and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't expect to see someone in the service, having time or actually liking."
Yeah. So yes, when that little girl said that Bronies had way too much time on their hands on the Teens React to My Little Pony, I'm just like, you can't be serious. We have way too much time on our hands.
Yeah. No.
No.
You can go.
Go again?
Yep.
All right. I get more tube time. Woo! Is my phone way to cooperate with me today? All right. How has analyzing changed from how you look at shows, from before you started to now?
For a while, it kind of ruined them.
Mm-hmm.
For a while, it did kind of ruin them. I started picking up apart. It's analyzing and CinemaSins. Yeah, for a while they ruined movies for me.
Yep.
Because those little nitpicks and the little observations and the little ding in the head just kept going off whenever I would watch movies, and it was infuriating.
Yeah.
It took so much mental training to ignore it.
Right.
to just get it off. But yeah, I do feel that reviewing has helped me come to a better understanding of what is good and what is bad. It's helped me articulate my opinions on things better. It's helped me win a lot more debates. It's helped me understand literature. It's helped me understand really fiction in general better, writing it in better. It's helped me understand. So yes, even though it has corrupted me, I fixed that, hopefully, and it's helped me appreciate things a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Now, one that's actually not on here. Who was your favorite pony and why?
My favorite pony. It's always a flip of the coin, but between how I'm feeling at the moment. But it's either Rarity or Celestia.
Okay.
I like Rarity because even though she's the stereotypical girly girl character, she if this were any other show, if MLP were any other show, Rarity would be the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is greedy, she is obsessed with fashion, she's high class, and she's manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
And if this were like the Disney Channel, she would be she would be the bad guy. But she's not. It's like Rarity is generous. She's passionate. Every artist ever can relate to the shenanigans that Rarity goes through.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got such a wonderful voice. Like, oh my gosh, she's got wonderful style, and she's very, very resourceful. She can smooth talk her way out of anything. She can smooth talk her way into getting anything, and if push comes to shove, she's trained in martial arts and she can kick your butt.
Sounds like Tabitha St. Germain.
Yeah. And there's just a lot of reasons why I love Rarity. Is that the world is her stage. She's not gonna just walk down the stairs. She's gonna strut down the stairs with her head held high, and she's gonna make sure you don't forget it. She's gonna make sure you don't forget that she walked down those stairs. Or if she's just trying to find her sapphire encrusted necklace, she's gonna make sure that you remember that she falls. Villain high, high low. Villain high, high low. I just love that so much. Yeah. But Celestia is bar none my favorite princess. I love warm motherly characters. I love characters who have a lot of power, but they're very benevolent. I love characters who are very. She's also got an air of mysteriousness to her. I like her. I love her voice. Her voice is really, really good, and I like there's a certain subtlety with her. How she ruled Equestria for 1,000 years by herself, essentially, and she didn't go mad with power. She didn't go mad with grief. She didn't screw up at all. She did that for 1,000 years, and no one complains about her ruling. You have to be one insanely good ruler to be able to pull that off with the amount of shenanigans that goes on in Equestria on a daily basis. How do you function, lady? Teach me your secrets of patience. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I also like that even though she's kind and has a strong moral fiber and is always trying to do the right thing. I also like how she just wants her subjects to succeed. She tries to bring out the best in their potential, which is really, really great. And I also like how she's very, very mischievous. I like how she just wants ponies to relax around her. Just taking some deep. Haha, gotcha. Come on, guys, relax. and they're just. I just really like seeing Celestia, and I really hate how we don't have an episode for her yet.
I know.
That's
we get so much everyone's like, give more Luna, give more.
Oh,
what about Celestia?
Oh, let's get more for Teenage Angst Horse.
The last question we have for you is, what's the best part about your taking X2 seriously, and you have a favorite so far?
Okay. What I like about taking 2 seriously is it allows me to go into things that I normally can't go into for my normal Fiery Joker reviews. I mean, taking 2 serious. A fan sent me a letter saying what they enjoyed about my taking 2 seriously, and they said that they liked how my reviews were kind of like an archaeological dig. And how I take small details or offhanded comments and I create grand theories or assumptions out of them. Like, I remember it was my first one, which was bats, and how I saw that. It's like, wait a minute, the Desire turned Fluttershy into Flutterbat. So if you have a strong enough desire, that happens. That is interesting. I wonder if that's happened before. I wonder if that's how hybrids actually other hybrids actually came into Equestria.
Well, if you really think about it, when it comes to like different forms of media, the one thing that I've always loved about the prequels of Star Wars is it's talking about the transfer of Anakin to the dark side. It's not his ham-fisted romance with Padme. It's the fact that the romance that he had, they don't really have any chemistry with each other. It was all driven by emotion. And what is the one thing that will get you turning to the dark side? Emotion.
Yep.
So yeah. And my favorite of the taking too seriously's. I think I'm gonna have to go with Equestria Games.
Okay.
Because I felt that was one of the I felt that was one of the times when I felt I was the most sincere.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
All right, so would you like, or any shout outs you'd like to give?
Shout outs. I was not prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for this. Okay, well, I'm gonna give a shout out to my bros, the Autarch, Alex Roshan. Love you, dude. I'm gonna also give a shout out to my buddy Rabbit Luigi, Will Allen. Thank you. And let's see, also gonna give shout outs to Ink Rose. Sorry you couldn't be here. But yeah, I was able to sell some art for you. Shout out to my title card artist, Zane Russell. Oh my gosh. I am so lucky I have you as my title card artist.
You do phenomenal work.
Yes, you do. And shout out to all my editors. Now you have taken a huge load off of me, and I appreciate it. And oh man, shout out to my family for not disowning me.
Mine too.
Yeah. Thanks for saying you didn't care.
Say whatever.
Yeah, and I suppose that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming on. It was a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
And that's it from me,
Thank
John.
you. Me, Brian.
We will talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.